Good Friday morning, everybody. It's the 15th of May, 2020, and we're on a secret mission today. Yeah, we're going to take a little road trip. What I'm up to today is, it is Mother's birthday, so I'm going to stop and get her a card and take to her. And then I'm also going to stop and get some parts at my son's work so we can get something hooked up and running today. Can't get much else done because it's been raining for the last 3 days. So we're on a little bit of a road trip this morning. What we are working on is right here at the headwaters of the creek. That's the culvert pipe that comes out from underneath the up at the other end. Anyway, the creek water comes down through there, spills out right there on that little concrete ledge right there and makes some noise. Well, that's fine and dandy, but we're going to add a bigger water feature with another waterfall. Now, only problem with what we've got is this rock doesn't quite fit, as you can see right there. And it's got that overhang, which isn't really a big deal, but it's not basically flat. So I need a rock that is flat across the top of that to put the pipe on that's going to have the holes in it for the water emitter. So yeah, we're going to take this waterfall apart and work on it a little bit today. Okay, what this is, or was, this concrete piece was an old irrigation ditch fitting that was a check. So you could put boards in it on one end and it'd act like a dam to back water up. So the water would fill up and then you could put a siphon tube in, fill it full of water, flip it over the side of the ditch, and that would start a flow of water out into the corrugate in the field to water the field. So now that I got this pretty much leveled off right here, I have found a fairly nice flat piece of rock to go on top of that. I'm not entirely too sure which way I want it to go on there. As you can see, it's got this curved end here, and it's flat across back there. Now ideally the waterfall would be flat, but we're looking for something a little more natural. So maybe what I will do, and I don't know that we want to flip it over because it's got that little piece on it right there, although that side is a lot flatter, and that little ridge may not make this thing sit level. So we're going to play with that a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is leave it turned this way. It is fairly flat across there, but it does have a little bit of the feature to make it look a little more natural than just this solid straight edge right there. So I think what we're going to do is leave it like that, and then we will put the water tube up here on top, let the water run over off the front here. So what I need to do is get some black plastic put along there, seal it up, and build up some rock on it, put the water deal on there with the holes in it. Yeah, just stay tuned. I'll show you what I'm up to. Yeah. Well, that's just a garden hose running on there. And we'll have a little more force than that to it. Yeah, you can see some of the water dribbling off there. That's exactly what we got in mind to do. So I'm going to finish cleaning some of this mud off of this nice pretty stone right here. And yeah, we'll get her all fixed up and get a waterfall going today. Yeah. Now to fill in that hole behind the flat rock for the waterfall, I'm just using another piece of plain rock here. We're going to turn it a bit though. We're going to fill in that hole with this, and that will actually act as a support and help direct the water this way. Plus, we're going to lay this plastic on there, and yeah, that'll help reinforce it, that rock will back there. So we're going to put this plastic on to seal it up so it doesn't leak back. Now I'm going to play with it for a while and see if we got it put together the way I want it. And if we do, then I'm going to come back with some silicone and put some silicone on here to seal this up. Glue it together, and then I'm going to attach it to the top of this rock surface, this plastic. So for right now, that is just about right where we want it. So yeah, I'm going to fill in with some dirt around here, fill that in level, and then we'll put the plastic on, put rock on it, and we will go from there. We have 3 very distinct rocks on here for various purposes. Well, 2 for various purposes. We have the original front flat one here for the waterfall, and we have 2 back here to create a support for this opening. That way we can lay the plastic on there, and it does have some support. Now, the water deal will cut right through here, and we'll have to play with that because this rock stands up proud of this one with the waterfall, so we're going to be right up against that with the water outlet. Okay, we get a couple of rocks placed on top of the waterfall with the plastic there. That tube, if you will recall, was something I put together earlier this year in a previous video. The cap and the pipe is removable from this end here so that I can change it, alter it if I need to, or whatever. As you can see, that's up there. I need to swing the rock out to the right a little bit more there to get a little more centered here. But if that water is coming out of there that far back, that is good, because then I can cover the pipe with flat pieces like that rock there, or those up there, or even this large lava rock here. Anyway, the idea is to hide that pipe. To test this though, I think what we're going to do is we're going to hook up the garden hose to the end of that with just some electrical tape, just to test it and see, and I will get a drill and punch a few holes in that just to see what we got and how it's going to work. Yeah. Then if it works and it's all right, I'll glue it all together. If not, I know where I can go to town and get another chunk of that pipe, and we'll replace it and try again. Okay, I have drilled some 1/8-inch holes into that pipe. I'd rather start off small and increase later on. That's about the position we're going to put it in, and hopefully that water will run down here fairly smoothly and level. I just hooked it together with some black electrical tape because this is just a low pressure test, so we're just going to see what it does. Okay, well, there's the water on. Let's see how that looks off the front. Well, it sounds good, but it's a little heavy on this side. So, yeah, we'll have to adjust that somehow here. Maybe move this side back some, and then, of course, turn it down. Oh, that's where our problem is that plastic. Yippery, that's where our problem is the plastic. Yeah, this thing needs to be up here closer to the front. So it needs to come up this way and turn down. Maybe, huh? Yeah. With some bigger openings, maybe that might help. With a few more holes, we're a little closer. Yeah, we still got to tweak that. That thing may still need to be right up here at the front edge of this. Much better with some 1/4 inch holes, but I think we're going to go even bigger than that. Yeah, I do. Yeah, as soon as I get that drilled out, we're going to get rid of the garden hose there and install the valve, a valve box, and we're going to hook onto that black poly pipe that's hanging there in the weeds. Okay, that's the water running as per normal that runs through the creek and down to the pond. Next thing we got to do is flush out whatever might be in that pipe from the pump. So we got the pump running. We're going to run over here to a valve box that we've got installed now and turn on the waterfall. Now the reason why there's 2 valves in this box is this one is going to go somewhere else, like to flood this thing full of water to drown that gopher that's dug right over there. And this one goes to the waterfall. Yeah. So we're getting all the water out of that line. Yep, here comes the water. This line has been exposed for a year or so, so heaven only knows what's in it. Let me get down here. Open that valve a wee bit more. Yeah. Bunch of water. That's what we're looking for. Okay, I'm going to cut it way back and put the doohickey on the end of that, and we'll see what it does. The doohickey, or thingamajig, whatever you want to call it, is on there. So let me get down here and help turn on the valve, and we'll see what it does. Yeah, that is full tilt over the edge. So that's looking pretty swift. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a little bit of angle to it, so we pulled it back this way some. Yeah, and turned that down. Yeah, that looks like it's going to work real well. In fact, let me set the camera here on this rock. Placed it up a bit so you can see what's going on. Yep, don't mean to blind you in the sun there. Okay. Let me turn that downhill a little bit so we can see what it looks like a little better. Well, we're looking a little lopsided. We're going to have to do something about getting some more water on the right hand side there. Maybe it's just a matter of leveling some of this out here. Yeah, or something like that. There we go. That's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, well that's it for the waterfall. We're going to have to get some more flat rocks to cover up the back side of it. Ain't putting too much weight on the one that the water's running off of. We're going to trim up that black plastic yet, get it glued down. Got to get that done with some silicone before we finish placing those rocks, but that's pretty much about right where they're going to go. And I've got to shorten up the black poly pipe so that it isn't all kinked and hanging up above the ground level there. So yeah, a little bit more to go, but yeah, that's it for us building the waterfall. Next thing we got to do is get some small river rock and stuff in there, and sand and gravel, and yeah, dress it up a little bit, but that's kind of what we're doing right there. I hope you enjoyed this little video of us putting together the pond. If you do, don't forget to click on the like and subscribe button thingy down there, or the little bell icon. Click on subscribe at least, and give the video a thumbs up if you would, and stay tuned for part 2 when we do some landscaping right here. You bet. We got river rock coming, sand and gravel to put in, plus more rock to put up the sides to protect it from splashing. So stay tuned. I'm Farmer Dave.